So the lineup here: Bissaman, Mavushu, Bruce, Ellis, Corky, Dunwoody, Blunden, Hubert, Ninaber, Kok, Nel, Blay, Swanepoel, Trollop, Stols, and Steinman. And then the last athlete in the silver category, Ackerman, as they come through. Here's someone who's decided to take the bull by the horns and go as hard as she possibly could.
Dit lyk soos Corlie Stols van Dr. E.G. Jansen wat daar voor hardloop. Kom ons hoop sy kan dit pas volhou tot op die einde, want dan gaan ons definitief 'n baie goeie tyd hierso sien.
So Stols going through in the first 300 in just over 50 seconds. That's quick. The record here is 4 minutes and 35.29 seconds. And the rest of the runners in second place at the moment dawdling along quite comfortably and making sure that they don't drop too far back. But it is young Corlies Stols from E.G. Jansen. She's barely a brick and a ticky high, if you'll pardon the expression, because that's what they used to say when I was at school, when you're that size. And now it looks like the pack probably closing on her just a little bit at this stage.
Lyk soos die atleet van Randburg wat daar begin opskuif, as ook 'n paar van die ander skole se atlete wat kort op haar hake volg. Kom ons kyk wat gebeur in hierdie 1500 meter.
Kimberly Swanepoel from Randburg is in the thick of things there too, but you can hardly separate the next 4 or 5 athletes as they come through. Yeah, that gap has closed a little bit, but it is still Corlies Stols who is going along and going along comfortably, but the gap is without doubt closed.
1500 meter is definitief ook een van die moeilikste items om te hardloop, en dit is baie taaf vir die atlete, veral omdat dit nou begin reën het, en hierdie is gewoonlik 'n baie taktiese wedloop. Maar kom ons kyk wat die jong dames vandag doen.
Yeah, there she is. She's started to fade now, and they are picking it up. Look at Prestige's running here. She's really come through very nicely indeed, and I think she's probably going to be challenging here, because Prestige are looking very solid in the front there right now. That happens to be Matapelo Mavusho.
Daar's 'n klein bietjie stamp en stootry, en dit lyk of die atleet van Monument of van Help mekaar daar seer gekry het. Kom ons hoop dit is nie te ernstig nie en dat sy die wedloop kan klaarmaak.
So Corlies Stols has settled back into the front there again now. And still Matapelo Mavusho, who's trying to keep the gap manageable. The young lady from E.G. Jansen is still setting the pace at this stage.
Lyk soos Kimberly Swanepoel wat daar op kort op haar hake is van Randburg, en dit lyk nou soos die jong dame van Prestige College wat opgeskuif het.
Yeah, that's Mavusho. She's closed the gap, and she looks like she's very seriously wanting to start dictating the pace here with coming up to the bell lap now, 3 minutes, 24, 25, 26 seconds. Still, it is Stols who's not prepared to give up yet.
Dan ook die dame van meisies hoor, wat daar kort op hulle hake is. Kom ons kyk wat gebeur in hierdie wedloop.
So officers Emma Bissaman has now taken the lead. Bissaman now trying to stretch them, and Mavusho running wide perhaps, and this could cost her. Doesn't want to run too wide for too long.
Kyk nog steeds soos Kimberly Swanepoel wat daar die voortou neem, en hulle is amper op die laaste ronde, so kom ons kyk wat gebeur met die atlete. Hulle het klaar die klok gekry, so is die laaste 300 meter wat nou oor is vir die atlete.
Mavusho trying to stretch them on the far side of the track there now as Randburg's team get into it. They've got one of their runners right there in the thick of things now, Kimberly Swanepoel. They'll be wanting to let her know that they love her and they want her to speed up. But look at this. It's now come down to just these 2 athletes as it's now 140 odd to go. Mavusho, and here we go. Listen to that. That's a big roar as she comes home now.
Kimberly Swanepoel wat hier dan die goud gaan vat met.
Yeah, Swanepoel coming through for the win then, and Matapelo Mavusho from Prestige. And she takes the second place. Well, Swanepoel was very crafty and very clever. So the young lady from Randburg, she made her team very happy. That's why we were showing you those pictures, because they saw that they were in here for a win, and that's a very valuable 8 points.
Nou moet ons ook net sê, die kykers moet onthou dat Kimberly Swanepoel het daar goud gevat, maar sy het dit vir die silwer afdeling gevat en dan het Matabelo Mawushu van Prilditch College die goud afdeling se goud gevat. So alhoewel hulle eerste en tweede was hulle beide eerste in hulle kategorie.
Indeed, so that's a good thing to remember, and that time was, if I'm not mistaken, it was round about the 4:40 mark, so not that quick, but not that slow either. Next up, it'll be the boys under 14, 1500 meters. This cooling rain is sifted down as the last of the finishers get there now. And that wraps up the girls under 14 metric mile. The record here for the under 14 lads, 4:21. And the lineup in the silver race, Henko Volschenk, Burger van Heerden, Jaco Steenkamp, Sharid Peterse, Ashton Diedriks, Tristan Grobler, Luan Stein, and DP van Sail. And in the gold race, Skalk Ludik, Vuyo Rai, Anrich Engelbrecht, Dylan Pinar, J.D. Rosley, Philip Nodea, Claudio Dick, and Johan Raat. Waiting now on the far side for the next race, over 1500 meters, 3 3/4 laps of this lovely tartan track. One of the oldest tracks in South Africa, Pilditch, saw some great performances here in years gone by, from the early 50s onwards.
Definitief een van die lekkerste bane ook op te hardloop hier in Pretoria. En mens kan daar in die agtergrond die stad ook mooi sien. Hier tussen die wolke en die reënerigheid vandag deur. En dit is nie perfekte weer nie, maar ek dink vir meeste van die atlete is dit so lang en warm dag en die bietjie reën hulle eintlik glad nie pla nie.
I agree with you. It would probably have been quite welcome for them to have it. Even though you do get a little soaked, it doesn't take long when the sun comes out again. And here are the lads now for the start of the boys under 14, 1500 meters. So gold and silver all run together, shoving, pushing, bumping, as there always is. There's a lot of underdeveloped testosterone in there, and they finally get underway.
Die 1500 en die myl is definitief een van, as jy vir kenners in atletiek wêreld vra oor die wêreld, sal hulle vir jou sê dit is een van die groot items. Baie mense sê die 100 meter is die nommer 1 item, en dan sal Michael Johnson se afrigter vir jou sê die 400 meter is die belangrikste hoofitem, omdat die atletiekbaan 400 meter is. Maar die meeste atletiekkenners sal vir jou sê die 1500 is definitief een van die groot atletiek items by 'n byeenkoms. En dan is dit ook interessant, die myl, die groot barrier was altyd die 4 minute gewees om te breek, en net 'n interessante ding, Mo Farah het laas jaar in sy 10.000 meter, die laaste myl van sy 10.000 meter op die baan, het 'n sub 4 myl gehardloop. Net om vir jou te wys hoe ongelooflik die atlete van vandag is. En 'n hele paar jaar terug was dit net, as jy onder 4 minute kon hardloop, was dit prestasie. Nou hardloop die ouens daar in die einde van 'n 10.000 meter sub 4 myl.
That is really a frightening statistic if you think about that for a second. Up at the front there, Skalk Ludik from Office. I also saw J.D. Rosley from college, that's Alpakar College, and Prestige's Vuyo Rai was also, there he is now. He's decided to take the lead. He looked like he was loping along, very comfortable indeed. No major troubles whatsoever. And he looks like the danger man here in the boys under 14, 1500. They're not running particularly slowly. They're not going particularly fast either. This record 4:21, and we'll tell you how close they are to that in a second or two from now.
Baie van hierdie seuns het 10:01 vanoggend vroeg aan die 3000 meter al reeds deelgeneem. So dit is hulle tweede hardloop wedloop vir die dag. So kom ons kyk of hulle bene dit kan hou vir hierdie 1500 meter.
Anrich Engelbrecht daar heel agter, and he's also looking very comfortable indeed. And I see the orange colors there too. Kempton Park as well represented, Johan Raat. And now the young man from Office, Skalk Ludik, has fallen further back, but it is Vuyo Rai who I think is starting to just take control of this thing. They passed the 800-meter mark in 2:28, so that gives you a good indication. They're running 74-second 400s. Look at the diminutive figure there from Helpmekaar. It's J.D. Rosley. He is a small young man, and the guy that he's taking on from Prestige is Vuyo Rai. He's at least a half bigger than what his competitor is.
En hy lyk dit soos die atleet van Monument daar in die derde plek en dan ook die atleet van Noordheuwel.
Dylan Pinaar, and Noordheuwel's man is a very impressive runner too, DP van Sail from Noordheuwel. So they have started stamping down their authority. Here they come now. There's a foursome still in here with an opportunity. Is the man here in third place? That's Garsfontein.
In die derde plek is dan die atleet van DP van Sail van Noordheuwel.
Verskoon my. So Noordheuwel's DP van Sail, and with the lap to go, they pass the bell in 3:28, and still Prestige's Vuyo Rai. He looks to me like the form man. He just looks like he's got lots left, and he's been loping along like a Kenyan here. Doesn't look like these boys are going to be able to challenge him. But the man from Helpmekaar has done a wonderful job, J.D. Rosley, and here comes Van Sail now. Van Sail has decided he needs to close that gap. He's closing it on the far side there. Still, it is Rai from Prestige, who's got a 4 or 5 meter gap perhaps, and now Van Sail has started loading up, and he's trying to catch the man in front of him. He is catching him too. He is indeed. Monument's young man too is holding on. Pinaar, can he close the gap as well? No, he's too far back, but it is DP Van Sail. Van Sail has come around the corner now. He's gone round Vuyo Rai, and he's going to come home here in a time of 4:30 or there roundabouts. DP Van Sail in the light blue of Noordheuwel. That's a lovely run by him. He bided his time. 4:32 it is.
Baie goeie tyd daar van die atleet van Noordheuwel. En dan in die volgende wedloop het ons vir Daniel Verster. En haar pa is die legendariese atleet Jan Verster, as ook die legendariese afrigter Jan Verster. En ek weet hy is nou besig om die livestreaming daar uit Potchefstroom te kyk, want hy kon ongelukkig nie vandag wees nie. Maar ek dink sy senuwees is al klaar en ons sal hom môre sien en ons vir hom vra hoe hard het sy hart geklop toe hy vir Daniel sien hardloop.
En jy moet ook nou nie van die legendariese Mammy vergeet nie, want daar is ook nie veel verkeerd met Alta se hardloopspiere nie, né?
Nee, tussen Jan en Alta het Daniel definitief baie goeie gene gekry, soos wat hulle sê. As jy wil vinnig hardloop, moet jy net die regte maandpa kies.
Ja, dis ongelukkig die probleem en ek het baie sleg gekies. Maar die feit van die saak is, Daniel natuurlik een van die gunstlinge hier, en ek weet die afgelope paar jaar verskriklik hard gewerk aan haar spoed en ook haar landloop, en ek weet sy was ook op die pad 'n hele paar keer, so die harde werk is gedoen. The line-up then in the under 1500 meters for girls: Lelani Rood, die einste Daniel Verster, Emma Nel, Wilmie Basson, Minnie Janse van Vieren, Anke Swanepoel, Twane van Wyk, Jolandi de Beer, en dan Andri Oosthuizen, dis die goue wedloop hierdie, Andri Oosthuizen, Alison Visser, Renay Geyser, Saila Botha, Kayla Jacobs, Nandipa Twala from Prestige, Alexis Lighthelm from Swartkop, and Bernadette Wilson in the colours of Helpmekaar. Of course, Daniel is in the colours of Potch Gymnasium. There is the lineup, a full 16 runner field.
Ons kyk dan ook of hierdie atlete die rekord van 4:38.83 kan wen. Ek weet Daniel het al hier by die 4:42 gehardloop, so kom ons kyk of hulle vandag onder 4:38 kan hardloop.
And just to put it in context, the boys who just finished the under 14s ran 4:32, so that tells you that that record is very impressive for the under 15 girls. Randburg's cheerleaders are looking like they're taking just a little bit of strain here now. They're not as uppity as what they were just about 4 hours ago, but that doesn't matter as long as they get their team to sing. Meanwhile, the rain is sifting down just a little harder than what it did earlier today.
Ek dink 'n paar van die dirigente moet meer saam met die middelafstand atlete gaan oefen in die vroeg seisoen sodat hulle reg is vir Interhoor.
It's a lot of hard work, and it's not easy to keep your enthusiasm all day. Waiting now for the starter to send the under 15 metric mile field underway for the young lasses. While we wait for them, just confirming the result of the under 17 javelin competition. Jalise Swart, 43.53 meters, and that gave her a win over Nicole Havenga and Simone Bench in the bronze medal position. Roan Bronkhorst got the high jump under 15 boys title with a jump of 1.80 meters. Jade Swanepoel was second, 5 centimeters further back, and another 10 centimeters after that. Connor Diesel finished in the bronze medal position there.
En het was ook die punte vir die spankompetisie gekry. En op hierdie stadium by die silver afdeling lê Dr. E.G. Jansen in die 8ste plek met 308 punte. In die 7de plek is dit Transvalia met 363 punte. In die 6ste plek is dit Randburg met 379. En dan het ons Rustenburg in die 5de plek met 381. In die 4de plek is dit Potch Gimnasium met 427. In die 3de plek is dit Klerksdorp met 437. In die 2de plek met 444 punte is dit Noordvaal, en op die stadium is Nelspruit voor in die silver kompetisie met 512 punte. Ons sal net na hierdie 1500 meter sal ons vir julle die goud span totale lees.
So Nelspruit in control there, and rather unexpectedly, because Nelspruit haven't won a lot, but they've obviously placed very well from 2nd through to 5th and 6th places even. And they've been able to compile a lot of points that way. Dit wys jy nou maar net, dis die belangrike deel, dis hoe konstant jy is hier, né?
Konstant, en dan moet ons ook nie vergeet van die velditems nie, want dit is baie skole, het nie noodwendig al die beste baanatlete nie, maar op die veld is hulle baie sterk.
And I think that's also a very good point that Chris Conradi, my fellow commentator, mentions, is that the field events, we haven't been able to show you any of those yet. And unfortunately, we're not technically able to do that, but we will in future. I can guarantee you that, because this is brought to you by School Sports. And this is the Inter-High Noordvaal Gold and Silver Athletic Series, brought to you by Ramble, Northwest University and Twiza. Still waiting for the girls under 1500 meters to get underway. There we go. They're now under starters' orders, and finally they're off and going. And again, the field here: Rood Verster, Nel, Basson, Jansen van Vieren, Swanepoel, Van Wyk, De Beer, Oosthuizen, Visser, Geyser, Botha, Jacobs, Twala, Ligteln, and Wilson. Record time here. Looking to improve the record, they would have to run under 4 minutes, 38.83 seconds.
Die atlete is redelijk baie op mekaar hierso. So hierdie gaan 10 nou 'n bietjie meer van 'n taktiese wedloop wees. So kom ons kyk wat gebeur met hierdie wedloop.
Ek stem met jou saam. Een van die atlete net hier in die tweede, derde plek, Bernadette Wilson van Help Mekaar.
Dan lyk dit soos die atleet van Kempton Park. En dit is Andri Oosthuizen. Kom ons kyk of sy die pas kan volhou.
Oosthuizen wat pas maak op hierdie stadium, en net agter hulle is dit Prestige se Nandipa Twala. So Oosthuizen, Twala, en dan die monument hardlopertjie, klein soos hy is, Alison Visser. Dit lyk baie soos dieselfde tipe van situasie as wat dit vroeër was in die onder 14 seuns, eerste ronde daar van 74 sekondes. So hulle gaan so hier by 2:28, 2:30 deur die 800 meter gaan, as hulle hom so kan hou. En Tintien nie heeltemal so vinnig wees nie. Nog steeds Andri Oosthuizen en nou aan haar buitekant. En of twee ander atlete wat baie stilweg opgesluip het.
Lyk ook soos Daniel Verster wat daar aan die buitekant opgeskuif het. En hier is nog, almal is baie naby aan mekaar, so kom ons kyk hoe verloop hierdie wedloop.
So klein Verster, jy kan sommer sien, dis pappa se hardloopstyl daai. Wye arms en wye elmboë. Baie soos wat haar pa gelyk het. Onthou, pa Jean Verster was die junior wêreldrekordhouer in die 800 meter vir baie jare. En ek dink dat hy hou nog steeds een van die vinnigste tye vir onder 16s van alle tye.
Ja, hy was definitief 'n topatleet geweest, en daar kan ons sien Daniel het nou opgeskuif in die tweede plek, en dan lyk dit nog steeds soos Andri Oosthuizen van Kempton Park wat voorloop, maar kom ons kyk wat gebeur op die laaste 2 rondes.
Verster wat takties baie goed aanklop op hierdie stadium. Dis baie so Zola Bud in die ou dae kaalvoet. Het hulle nog nie skoene daar by julle ontdek in Potchefstroom nie, my ou maat?
Nee, kyk, hulle Potch maak ons hulle mooi groot. Hulle reg hardloop.
And Zola Bud, of course, the champion of barefoot running. How many records, South African and world records, did she not set without having the feet clad? Lyk vir my daar na Noordheuwel se hardloper. Dis Lelani Rood wat nou ook opgeskuif het in die derde plek. Hier lyk dit nou vir my asof die patroon redelik standaard gestel is.
Lyk soos Daniel Verster en dan ook Andri Oosthuizen en dan Kayla Botha van Garsfontein. En dan sy word gevolg deur die atleet van Prestige College, Dapate Twale.
Ja, Twala is een van die gevare. Ek is seker sy lyk of sy so effens moeilik vind op hierdie stadium, asof sy net so bietjie sukkel, maar mens weet, dit kan so gaan, dat jy een of twee, wat die Engelse noem, slegte patches het, maar nou ja, hier is dit dan, hulle is deur daardie ronde in 77 sekondes, en hier is dit nou Verster. Verster skuif op, en sy besluit sy gaan nou die krane oopdraai.
Hulle het almal die klok nou gekry, die laaste ronde, so kom ons kyk wat gebeur in hierdie wedloop. Gaan Daniel onder daai 4:38 ingaan.
Andri Oosthuizen wat nog steeds jaag, en dan is dit Noordheuwel se Lelani Rood, maar dit lyk vir my Verster het besluit net hier met 350 oor om te gaan, dat sy beslis wil gaan, en sy rek daai tree. She really is pulling away now. She's made that gap a good 10, 12, 15 meters. It's becoming even more. 200 meters to go now. She's hit that 200 in exactly 34 seconds. So she's really thrown down the gauntlet here, and she's running a superb lap. Last lap here, she's run tactically very well. Never got herself boxed or into trouble. She's got less than 100 to go now, and all she has to do is keep that beautiful long flowing stride of her going, like those beautiful blonde locks, and she will be the 1500 meter champion in the under 15 for the Inter-High Noordvaal Gold and Silver. Here she comes striding home. This is a wonderful performance by her, and not going to be too far away from that record either. 4:42.17. She misses the record by a little bit less than 4 seconds. What a wonderful performance. En mama en papa Verster, julle het rede om trots te wees.
Baie geluk daar aan Daniel Verster. Ek dink ook hierdie wedloop was bietjie meer takties geweest, en dit kan miskien wees van die koue weer dat dit dalk nie so hard uitgegaan het nie, maar nog steeds baie goed vir Daniel.
4:42.17, and in the end hardly troubled at all, and she ran that tactically, I think, Chris, as well as you possibly can run a 1500.
Ja, daar is baie goed gedoen, en dit was 'n baie sterk veld ook geweest. So die is so ver vandag ongelooflike atletiek hier by die Noordvaal Inter-High.
Pilditch is blessed with some wonderful athletics today, and wherever you may be watching this, we hope it's giving you as much joy as it is giving us by broadcasting it to you. And if you've got any friends or family whose kids are here and they're not sure if it is being broadcast, give them a call or drop them a Facebook page reminder and say, please watch. It's certainly worth it.
Dan wys vir ouma daar op jou selfoon waar die klein kind hardloop. Dis eintlik so 'n ongelooflike geleentheid vir baie van die kinders om eerste keer TV blootstelling, al is dit op livestreaming, maar dit is definitief die toekoms van sport is om livestreaming te gaan, en dit gee soveel meer mense geleentheid om die atletiek saam met ons te beleef.
I think that is a very good point, and what I do love about live streaming is wherever you are in the world, you could be in Iceland for all that it's worth, but once you get your Facebook page open, you can watch this on the other side of the world in real time and experience friends and families' triumphs, or of course the opposite of that too at times.
Volgende dan is die seuns 1500 meter waar die silwer en goud weer saam hardloop. So ons gaan nou vir julle die lotingslys lees, maar kom ons kyk wat gebeur in hierdie wedloop.
So the lineup in the golds, it is Jandre the Brain, Cabello Maja from Prestige, Dani Cornelissen, Mornay Henning from Affies, Wouter de Tooy, Keegan Steyn, he'll be in the colours of Kenton Park, Help Mekaars, Dion Mulder, and Waterkloof. Kloofies is Michael Dreekmeyer. Then in the silver race, it's Dirk Wynbeek, Johan de Villiers, Andries Legrandsie, Gerrit de Kok will be in the colours of Potchefstroom, Klerksdorp's Janko Erasmus, Lutando Mabuza from Nelspruit, Rustenburg's Tian Gori, and Noordheuwel has provided Zach Cronje for this metric mile.
Dan lees ek ook vir julle die spantotale van die goudkompetisie. En in die 7de plek, en onthou Affie seuns en Affie meisies neem nie deel aan die spankompetisie nie. Hulle kan onderskeidelik net die seuns en die dogters afdeling wen. So in die 7de plek het ons vir Kempton Park met 300 punte. In die 6de plek is dit Swartkops met 338. In die 5de plek is dit Monument met 358. En in die 4de plek is dit Waterkloof met 363. En die 3de plek op die stadium is Garsfontein met 364. En die laaste nommer 1 en 2 verskil so 11 punte of 21 punte op die stadium. En in die 2de plek is dit Help Mekaar College met 463 en dan Prestige College met 482 in die 1ste plek. So Prestige College het 'n goeie 20 punte voorsprong op die stadium. So kom ons kyk hoe gaan die res van die dag, maar op die stadium kan ons begin sê dat Prestige College kan moontlik die spankompetisie in die goudafdeling wen.
Yeah, if you look at that points advantage of theirs, 482 from Prestige to the 463 from Helpies, and that is already quite a sizable gap. However, 2 different wins and you don't place well, then things change completely, and that's the beauty of this points system. 1 or 2, maybe even 3 good performances and everything changes. Garsfontein and the rest of the teams at the 360 odd mark, so they are a long way back. So it's a 2-horse race at the top there for this particular category, Prestige and Help Mekaar College. Of course, for the field events, it'll be a little more difficult right now because of the rain. But for these middle distance athletes, this is absolutely ideal weather. It's so nice to run in the rain. It's one of the favorite things that you could possibly do if you're a runner. And now it's the under 1500 meter boys. My word, it's not often you get a false start for that. But as we were saying, an overload of testosterone at this age, anything is possible.
Hierdie manne is so lus vir hardloop, hulle kan dit net nie meer wag nie, maar
Kan nie hulle lag hou nie.
ongelukkig moet jy wag vir die geweer.
Prestige College's Cabello Maya is on the inside here. He looks like he could be a very solid bet here.
Dan definitief ook die atleet van Affies en gewoonlik Garsfontein is baie sterk met Johan Botha wat daar is, maar kom ons kyk of een van die silwer kategorie skole hierdie wen kan vat.
We've already seen that very thing happening in the previous race, so now it is the boys' turn. Can they do the very same thing as well? Yeah, you did call it. Affies's Mornay Hennen is right there in the thick of things as well.
En dan lyk dit soos Tian Gorrie van Rustenburg wat die voortou neem daar en dan die atleet van Nelspruit Lutando Mabuza wat in die tweede plek lê met die Mornay van Affies wat derde lê.
So Tian Gorrie, Rustenburg's orange in the front there, setting the pace, and then as we called it for you, the Affies runner Mornay Henning in second spot, and then from Nelspruit, Lutando Mabuza.
Dit lyk soos die atleet van Prestige College wat daar deurkom, Kabelo Maja, en hy lyk of hy nou die voortou gaan neem. So kom ons kyk wat gebeur in die wedloop. En soos wat ons met die vorige wedloop gesien het, waar Daniel van Sail van agteraf deurgekom het en die laaste 2 rondes die voortou geneem het en gewen het. So moenie een van die atlete uitskakel nie en kyk wat gebeur met hierdie wedloop.
Well, it's quick out there. That's a 68.17 second lap. That's rather fast.
Baie vinnig vir hierdie jong manne. So kom ons kyk wie gaan hierdie wedloop wen.
4:07.03 is the record here, so that's just about the type of pace that they have to keep up at this stage, although it's slowed down just a little now, I think. Tian Gorrie, still the man in control, but on his outside now, Kabelo Maja, and we were saying to you, he certainly looks like he knows his way around an athletic stack. Prestige College at this stage.
Dan lyk dit of die atleet van Swartkops ook daar deurgekom met Wouter de Tooi en daar is die man van Transvalia wat ook nou vinnig nader kom.
Hardly a thing here covers any of them. Johan de Villiers from Transvalia, as you were saying, there we go. That's exactly what you were looking for. Someone to just try and break this up a little. So they have exactly 800 meters to go now. They pass that lap. And we'll tell you what their lap is up at the top at the 1500 meter start mark where they all started off. Still, it looks like Maja is controlling things up there.
Dit lyk soos die atleet van die monument Jean-Ray de Bruin wat nou skielik die pas bietjie vinniger gemaak het en Maja gaan saam met hom.
That unfortunately was right. We did see it right. 75 seconds for that lap. They slowed it down just a little. So at this stage, Maja still hugging the inside lane.
En dis dan die atleet van Monument wat daar saam met Maja gaan en hulle word gevolg deur die atleet van Transvalia en dit is Johan de Villiers wat daar kort op hulle hake is.
Jean-Ray de Bruin has now decided that he just wants to see, oh, there's a long, hard look from Kabelo Maja into his competitor's face here to see what he looks like. And that was almost like saying, let me just look you over and see whether I think you've got what it takes.
Hierdie twee manne gaan definitief mekaar tot op die einde hard druk, so kom ons kyk wat se tyd hulle hier gaan hê. Dis bietjie meer 'n taktiese wedloop, maar dit is juist wat dit so opwindend maak.
Well, they go through the bell lap now in 3:18, so no chance of getting close to the record because that second lap certainly cost them quite a bit because it became very tactical indeed. But now it is De Bruin and Maja. Who will it be? Monument and Prestige College. And can any of the rest of the field try and close down this gap? Now, a little kick from De Bruin on the far side there with 2:60 to go. And it is Kabelo Maja who holds him off as he kicks again on the far side. Remember that he's running a little bit faster, a little bit longer on the outside of Maja. There's another kick and Maja responds. This is an epic race between these two young men. He's got more left or not. Jean-Ray de Bruin, can he kick one more time? 140 to go now. Again, Kabelo Maja hugging that inside lane. He's done a wonderful job. And now it is Jean-Ray de Bruin who kicks. And Maja responds. My word, this is an amazing race to watch. Maja is holding on. De Bruin is trying to close the gap one more time. He's not going to be able to do it. That is a wonderful performance. 4:22.17.
En Maja het amper die wedloop daar weggegooi deur te vinnig of te vroeg op te hardloop, maar ek dink hy het hom nog steeds deurgetrek en die man van Monument, Jean-Ray de Bruin,
amper. One never celebrates too quickly. I think Maja may have given that away actually. I'd love to see that again because my word, how close can that possibly be? Here we go, look at it, and he's not dipping, and there, is that the chest in front? I think so.
Kom ons kyk wat gee die elektroniese tyd en nou hulle meet van die bors af.
Ja.
So al is jou hand oor die lyn of jou voet oor die lyn, dit maak nie saak nie, dis alles van die bors af.
It's got to be the torso which breaks the line, not head or hands or arms. It's got to be the torso. So, was that a big mistake from Kabelo Maja? Because remember, his team is leading in the team competition from Prestige College. And that would be a horrible way to lose it. You don't celebrate until it's all done. Just ask Robbie Fleck.
En jy kyk, Robbie het daai op die harde manier geleer. Gelukkig word jy daarom nie getackle as jy slaap op die atletiekbaan nie.
Ja, dis seker die goeie ding daarvan, nie waar nie? Yeah, you don't want to do that too often if you can help it. That is not what you want to be known for. Now you've got to run through the line. So the under 16 1500 meter now. One of our sponsors, the fizzy drinks Twizzer, becoming better and better known, particularly amongst the younger shoppers, such as these. And they do a wonderful job. They sponsor several big teams, including, of course, the Free State Cheetahs, the Toyota Cheetahs. You perhaps just joined us in the last few moments on behalf of our sponsors, Ramble, as well as Northwest University and Twizzer. Welcome to the Inter-High Noordvaal Gold and Silver Athletic Series, brought to you by School Sports. And we'll be bringing you a lot more of these as things start improving. Also bring you some of the field events in the near future as well from these sorts of get-togethers. In the meantime, though, the girls under 16, the lineup here: Magotso Njobani from Prestige, Nadia Potgieter, Tiana Du Plessis, Nicola Jansen from Waterkloof, Marizén Jonker help mekaar, Shantay Dixon, Johanna Meyer, Jonay Oukamp from Affies. Then in the silver race, Transvalia's Danica Perilar, Nelly Hetzel from Klerksdorp, Sandra Wittenberg from Noordhevel Rustenburg is represented by Carla Vermaak, Potchefstroom Gim, Sonal Smit, Nel Spruits, Mila de Villiers, E.G. Janssens, Cara Wynbeek, and Simone Burger starts off in the colours of Randburg.
Daar sien ons ook die nuwe klere van die NWI wat hulle in die laaste jaar verander het na pers toe. So kom ons kyk hoe gaan die volgende wedloop word.
Tell you on the far side there's a long jump going on as well as the javelin, and I'm seeing some amazing distances there. It's the Randburg girls and boys. And I think the rain that was sifting down a little earlier has left us, so just about in time to cool things down just right for the middle distances.
Ek wonder altyd of die weer sleg of goed is, maar ek weet Elia van Sail het sy SA rekord met 400 meter hekkies gehardloop net nadat dit gereën het. So dalk is dit nou ideale omstandighede om vinnige tye op hierdie baan op te stel vandag.
I always think to myself, if it's cooler, you've got more chance of setting up records. I know that there are athletes who love it when it's hot, but your chances of achieving it when it's cooler is just so much better because your system isn't half as taxed as what it is when it's warm.
En ek dink dit verskil ook van atleet tot atleet. Party atlete kan baie beter hardloop as dit warm is, ander is nou weer as dit bietjie koeler is, dan is dit vir hulle baie lekkerder om te hardloop. So kom ons kyk wat gebeur in hierdie wedloop, of hierdie weer enigstens vir hulle gaan pla en of hulle nog steeds goeie tye gaan hardloop vandag.
Still, the singing continues. The atmosphere is still amazing. Whether they're wet or not, it doesn't matter. They've stayed, they've had a good time. And now the girls under 16, 1500 meters has also got the gun. And they've head off at the start there. Now it starts to slow down just a little. But a full field again of all 16 schools represented here.
Dit lyk nou soos Jonay Oukamp van meisies hoor wat daar voor hardloop. En saam met haar is dit die jong dame van Kempton Park, Chantay Dixon.
So Dixon and then Help mekaar on the far side there too. It also looks like it could be Randburg is in the thick of things there too. And Help mekaar's runner is Marazen Jonker.
En dan ook daar Nadia Potgieter van Garsfontein. Moet daar ook nie weggooi nie. Haar afrigter Johan Botha sal nou daar op die oorkant staan en haar aanmoedig en vir haar tye gee. En is definitief ook 'n atleet om dop te hou hierso. Dan lyk dit soos die atleet van Klerksdorp, Nelly Hetzel, wat daai voortou geneem het. So kom ons kyk wat gebeur met hierdie wedloop.
She's one of the runners in the silver race, so Nelly Hetzel in the colours of Klerksdorp, the dark colours with the light blue and yellow hoops. She's decided to take things on at the front there. A lap of 75 seconds as they pass through the first 400.
En daai voorste groepie lê almal nou baie naby aan mekaar en hierdie lyk nou weer 'n taktiese wedloop. So kom ons kyk wie van hierdie dames gaan die pas nou bietjie vinniger maak.
Look at the very clever tactical move here by Mogotso Njubani from Prestige. She's just managed to tag onto the back here of the leading 5 runners, and they've managed to let that gap grow now. So it's interesting to see exactly how this is going to play out.
En die belangrike ding met middelafstande is jy moet altyd kontak bly hou. Oomblik as jy daai kontak verloor, is dit baie moeilik om weer in te haal. So dit is belangrik dat 3 atlete hier op mekaar se skouer moet bly, alhoewel dit baie gevaarlik ook is. Ons het so 2 weke terug beleef waar Henko Uys, een van ons top 800 meter atlete, in die bondel gehardloop het en op die skoen van Jerry Motsou getrap het. Hy het ongelukkig sy enkels ligamente geskeur. So dit is baie moeilik om so naby aan mekaar te hardloop. Kom ons kyk nou wie gaan hierdie tweede laaste ronde se pas bietjie optel en wie wen hierdie wedloop.
So the front 5 have definitely separated themselves from the rest of the pack here, and I think the die has been cast for this one too, as it looks like there's a little more rain coming down now as well at just the right time for the 1500 to cool things down even more. And I still fancy the way that Nadia Potgieter and Mogotso Njubani are approaching this. They've never put themselves under any pressure whatsoever, and they've kept themselves at the back of this lead group. And I think they just, again, pulling away just a little at this stage.
Net so 600 meter oor. Kom ons kyk of die jong meisie van of die meisies hierdie gaan wen of gaan dit een van die ander skole se atlete wees wat daar voorvat. Dit lyk nog steeds soos die dame van Garsfontein wat daar op kort op haar hake is. So kom ons kyk. Hierdie is 'n baie interessante wedloop.
Baie takties inderdaad. Jonay Oukamp is in the colours of Office, and she's very comfortable at the front there, but she's been making the pace, and we often know that it's not easy to make the pace and maintain at the very same time.
En dit lyk soos Junay Oukamp van Meisies Hoër wat nog steeds daar voor haar klip. Kom ons kyk wat gebeur. En is die dame van ons maak net seker wie dit is. Dis van Garsfontein wat daar in die tweede plek is, Nadia Potgieter, en dan is dit van Kempton Park in die derde plek en dit lyk so Chantay Dixon.
Yeah, so Kempton Park's challenger has also looked good, and that's Chantay Dixon. She's also gone very quietly about her business. Now they're just starting to put down the hammer a little bit more, and they pass the 1500 meter mark there. They're looking at a time of 4:36 as the record is now just, or the watch is just clicking on to 4:08, 4:10 now, and they're about to hit the 200 meter mark.
En dit lyk nog steeds soos Junay Oukamp van Meisies Hoër wat daar voor haar klip, en sy is saam met Nadia Potgieter van Garsfontein, as ook Chantay Dixon van Kempton Park. En hierdie drie dames is baie naby aan mekaar en dit reën lekker hard op hierdie stadium. Maar kom ons kyk of wie gaan hierdie wedloop wen.
So Dixon and Oukamp, and then it is also the young lady who from Office is looking like she's going to be able to do it. And here is a furious sprint now from the young lady in the colours of Kempton.
Chantay Dixon wat nou hier voorvat, en in die tweede plek is dit die jong dame van Garsfontein en Junay Oukamp wat die derde plek hierso vat.
So Dixon did the business there. Garsfontein's Nadia Potgieter was there or thereabout, but none of them could match that blistering sprint from Kempton Park. Chantay Dixon, 4:44.7.
En dit lyk dan soos Nelly Hetzel van Klerksdorp wat dan die silwer afdeling in hierdie wedloop gewen het.
Well, very tactical again, and that's the way the championship races should be run. You don't want to go out there and blaze and then die a horrible death as well at the end of it all. So I think in the end you've got to admire the way that young Chantay Dixon handled herself there. Very tactical and very well executed. The under-16 boys 1500 meter race is next. Their record, a very impressive 4 minutes, 4.59 seconds. And that tells you that the standards here, very, very high indeed. The lineup, Edmund du Plessis, Antonio Brown, Cliven Scott, Jovan Blugnout, Conrad Botha, Weidrich Marie, Kyle Swanepoel, Khadi Monyobodi from Prestige. Then Nelspruit's Conrad Grobler heads the list in the silver race. Klerksdorp, Eric Koorts, Kyle Skuman, Ben Coetzee, Charles Olofse, Renier de Villiers, Neo Herman, and Reinhard Swanepoel from Randburg. That is the Silver Fields lineup as well.
Ek dink in die goudafdeling kan ons beslis vir Edmund du Plessis van Affie seuns dophou, as ook die seun van Prestige College, Gadi Monyabedi.
Ja, Monyabedi is beslis een van die gunstelinge. Ons het tot dusver gesien dat Prestige hulle self baie goed hanteer in die middelafstande. Ek moet daarom ook net sê, helpies wat daar buite in die reën sit en hulle het nog nie eers 'n sentimeter geskuif nie. Almal papnat gereën, but there they are, they're having a really good time and they're not going to let a little bit of wet stop them from having that time.
Op die stadium is so 5 minute vroeg op die program, so ons gaan net hierso wag dat hulle op die tyd hou, want die atlete warm sekere tyd op, so mens wil ook nie vroeg skiet nie. So ek moet vir die afsitters krediet gee, dis baie min wat met so groot byeenkomste en so baie wedlope op tyd kan bly, so hierdie afsitters is regtig besig om 'n goeie job vandag te doen.
So the boys under 16 1500 meter is underway. And again, the rain has started sifting down again very consistently. Also 1 or 2 bits of thunder around. So let's hope that that holds off. But in the meantime, it is the boys under 16 and they're going through very nicely here indeed. So it looks like Transvalia's man, Renier de Villiers, setting the pace, and just behind him, sitting right on his shoulder, it is the man from Office, Edmund du Plessis. You heard my co-commentator Chris Conradi say he would be the man to watch, but at this stage Transvalia's de Villiers is making the pace. Not too far further back, you also spot Antonio Brown from Kempton Park, and also just off the pace at the moment, Cliven Scott in the light blue from Garsfontein. We also did tell you keep an eye out for Khadi Monyabodi, and he is the man who's now moved up into second place. So within a matter of a lap or two here, a lap and a half one should say, the top three have been established. And some wonderful rhythmical running up at the front there by these three men. Are they starting to pull away, or is that second bunch going to be able to close the gap? No, it looks like the threesome up front are just starting to enforce their own will and pull away at the same time. Du Plessis looking like he's running a very clever tactical race here. Striding along, all three of these runners up front there, barefoot in the rain. And that's a very interesting thought process if you think about the technology that is available out there. And all three of these lads, the pacemakers, the men who are setting the pace here, are looking like they are striding along very comfortably without shoes. 2:03 through the 800. And very comfortably done at that. And just keep your eye on the young man in the green and red of Prestige College, Khadi Monyabodi. Monyabodi is looking like he is the danger man at this stage. He's just run off the shoulder of the man who's been leading all along. And also some clever running from Du Plessis, although it looks like they've gapped him just a little here now. Still going nicely. It is de Villiers. And as he comes through now, they get the bell there in 2:53. And they're going very sweetly indeed. So it's going to come down to a sprint again. This has been tactical, but it's not been slow at the very same time. Remember, the record they're looking at here is 4:04.59. And it certainly looks with a fast lap like they can do it. And now finally, it looks like it is Du Plessis who's taken control of this. And he's trying to break the string that's tied them together. But he's not going to have it all his own way, because the man from Falia is making sure that he sticks to him. Now there's a break from Du Plessis now. Du Plessis looks like he's got it going. Can he hold on here? Yeah, that gap is growing. So Edmund Du Plessis from Office. And that face tells you he's suffering. He's really having to dig deep. The bear has jumped on his back in the last 100 to go now. And it is Edmund Du Plessis who's going to come through here to win this one comfortably. And he's in here with a shot at the record too. 4:04 is the record. 3:59, 4 minutes now, 4:01. He's smashed the record. That is a magnificent performance here from the under-16 boy from Office, Edmund Du Plessis. A winning time of 4:01.09. And I want to tell you that that is as good a run as you'll see, because the first part of this race was rather tactical. And then the last part, they really did turn it on. And he was magnificent. So breaks the record there, sets a new mark by more than 3 seconds. It's not often over the 1500 meter distance that you get to see a new record by more than 3 seconds. How very impressive from Edmund Du Plessis. So a wonderful performance it was. And don't take anything away either from the rest of the men who chased him home. It was young de Villiers and then Khadi Monyabodi from Prestige who made that race and made sure that it was an honest one and a good one and a fast one too. The first lap or so, perhaps the first 700 meters, was rather tactical, but from there on, as Du Plessis started opening the taps, it was just no one who could keep up with him whatsoever. Unbelievably impressive run it was from young Edmund Du Plessis. I'd love to hear what Chris says about that one, because Chris, to be honest, I really didn't think that if they were going to get that close, it would be that much of a record. 4:01:09, the old mark 4:04:59. That is a massive improvement.
Dis 'n ongelooflike tyd daar van Edmund Du Plessis. Ek is bevoorreg genoeg om hom so 'n jaar of 2 by Affies te help in die landloop en die middelafstande. So dit is my baie lekker om te sien dat die jong mannetjie nog goed hardloop en eintlik so goed verbeter met Jan Grabie wat hom afrig. Sal baie trots op die stadium wees.
So let's take it to mile, let's extrapolate it. You're talking as we wait for the girls to get going in the under 17s. You can add about 15 seconds, can you? More or less at this pace. So you're looking at 4:16 for the mile. That's 64-second 400s. That's impressive at this age, isn't it?
Dis ongelooflik. As jy op skoolvlak enigstens naby aan die 4 minute draai op die 1500 meter wat vir jou so 4:15 op die myl sou gee, dis besonderse tyd. Edmund is definitief een van die talentvolle atlete wat vandag hier so is en ons kan hom dophou vir die toekoms.
And I want to tell you, the other thing is he wasn't pressed in the last 200. He was pressed right up until the last 200, and then when he kicked for home, it certainly looked like if there was competition on his shoulder, he could have gone faster.
Definitief, en die 1500 is baie takties en dan is dit nog nie perfekte weer vandag nie, so as dit op dalk beter omstandighede was, het hy onder 4 minute gegaan en dan moet mens ook onthou, hy het al vroeg vanoggend die 3000 meter gehardloop, so dis nie op vars bene wat hy gehardloop het nie, so hy is definitief in die onder 4 minute talent wat hy het.
I'd love to see him in a senior race where he gets hauled along and forgets to just think about it tactically and just goes for it. But in the meantime, the under 17 race, the lineup here, Nicolise Roux, Leshanka Lewis, Leanne Blake, Michelle Visser, Belinda van Niekerk, Janae de Beer, Marlies de Jager, Michaela Murat. Annel van Sail is the first of the silver runners, then Liani Bester, Janelle de Villiers, Mianri Erasmus, Cara Herbst, Megan Diffenthal, Jessica Berry and Tareen Labeskaghni.
Jenny de Beer van Affie Meisies wat sekerlik een van die gunstlinge is en dan ook Leanne Blake van Prestige College en dan moet mens Monas en help mekaar se atlete as ook Garsfontein se Michelle Visser dophou en dan kom ons kyk wat in die silwer afdeling gebeur en ons kan kyk Janelle de Villiers of een van die ander atlete daar uit die Noordwes van Rustenburg, Leanne Bester of kom ons kyk of Jessica Berry van die Laagveld van Nelspruit die ding gaan deurtrek.
Already Leanne Blake, a medalist from earlier today in the Inter-High Noordvaal Gold+Silver Athletics Series. So she's already performed very well today. What are the chances of her producing yet another good one? I would suggest very, very good indeed. Jeanne de Beer from Affies, also success earlier today. My word, look how nice that is. That's beautiful. And as they just make a little kringetjie and say a prayer, that's good to see.
Dit is so lekker om te sien en hierdie meisies is eintlik hulle besef alhoewel dit so kompeterend is dit nog steeds die groot liefde vir die sport en net om eintlik vandag net dit te kom geniet en jou pad 'n smile te hê en nie te veel te worry of jy nou eerste of laaste kom. Dit gaan eintlik net om daai punt vir jou skool in te bring.
I hear you and I think that is a wonderful thing and it's heartwarming to see. Even though they're going to compete as hard as they possibly can against each other, they're still praying for success for the other one. So they get underway. This is the final of the girls 17 and under 1500 meters. 3 3/4 of a lap and immediately it is Prestige College's Leanne Blake. She means business and she's classically built just like the Kenyans. Very thin, stringy, virtually no muscle there whatsoever. Muscles in the legs, but the long, thin, stringy muscles that you need to be successful at this distance.
En lyk soos Leshan Cohen daar of Kuloos van Waterkloof wat in die tweede plek is en dan die atleet van Transvalia wat kort op haar hake is en dit is Tareen Labeskaghni.
So Transvaal so well represented in the previous race, and now here again, Tareen Labuskaghni, she's in the thick of things. And then it looks to me like Kempton Park is also right there as well. And that's Belinda van Niekerk.
En dan lyk dit ook soos Jessica Barry van Nelspruit wat ook daar saam met die voorste groepie is, en dan lyk dit soos die atleet van Help Mekaar wat daardeur beweeg, en dit is
Michaela Murat. So Michaela Murat also in the thick of things. She's moved up quite nicely actually, and we'll get that first lap for you as they come through the 400 meters. 74 second for the first 400.
En dit lyk nog steeds soos Leanne Blake van Prestige College wat voorhardloop, gevolg deur die jong dame LeSean Kerr-Lewis van Waterkloof.
So Kerr-Lewis looks like she is a danger here. She's built very slightly, and all she looks to want to do at this stage is hold on to Leanne Blake from Prestige College. Now, Blake has already been very successful today. We said to you that she's medaled earlier, and now it looks like LeSean Kerr-Lewis and her are just pulling away. Yeah, they've built quite a gap. Now, Kerr-Lewis has to try and hold on if she wants to make a race out of this. And we get a very close-up look there at the young lady in the colours of Transvaal. That's Tareen Labuskaghni.
En daai groepie, tweede groepie moet so vinnig as moontlik daai gaping probeer toemaak, maar die oomblik as jy kontak verloor, is dit baie moeilik om terug te kom in die wedloop, en dit lyk soos die twee atlete Leanne Blake en LeSean Kerr-Lewis wat nog steeds die voortou neem, met Leanne Blake wat nou 'n redelike groot gaping oopmaak. Kom ons kyk wat hierdie dames kan doen.
Kerr-Lewis looks to me like a typical road runner. I must tell you that. Short clipped stride, and she looks like she was built for the road. But it looks in contrast to that as if Leanne Blake is pulling away up at the front there. She's building a gap now, and she's doing a really good job through the 800 in just over 2:30.
Ja, dit is interessant om te sien, soos vandag, jy het kort atlete, lang atlete, dit maak nie eintlik baie keer nie saak. Daar is baie keer is jy lank in die hardloop goed, ander keer is jy kort in hardloop goed. So jy moet maar net go for it.
Yeah, that's as simple as that. I really think that's a lovely way of looking at it. You got to do your thing. Don't worry about what anyone else does or says. You chase your own personal bests, and that's good enough. But it is Leanne Blake who's chasing a very big one here. Their time, their record time, 4:40.20. There is Kerr-Lewis. She's got that lovely high arm carriage. You can tell she's done a lot of track work because that right arm works a heck of a lot harder than the left. And quick turnover, very quick turnover indeed, very rapid foot strike. So here is Blake now, and she passes through with 400 meters to go in 3:29 it is. So she's certainly got herself a very comfortable gap now. She doesn't have to worry too much. All she has to do is keep going and stay upright, and she should win this one. But we've seen stranger things happen before. 300 to go now for her. And Leanne Blake from Prestige College is going to get her team the maximum here if she keeps going. And in fact, I must tell you, she's pulling away. She has a gap of a good 20-odd meters now. And no matter what young Kerr-Lewis, LeSean Kerr-Lewis from Waterkloof does, she just does not seem to be able to close the gap.
En dit lyk dan soos Jeannie de Beer van Meisies Hoor wat aan die derde plek lê, maar ongelukkig lyk daai gaping te groot om nou toe te maak, en dit gaan wel die atleet van Prestige College wees wat Riene gaan wen. So kom ons kyk wie kom eerste, tweede en derde, maar op hierdie stadium lyk dit heel hooglopend.
10 seconds to go now for the record to be broken. It's going to be close. It's going to be rather close. Clock now ticking on. 4:35, 36, 37. Remember, the record is 40. 38, 39, 40 gone now. So she's just going to miss the record. But a winning time here of 4:44.36. And what a comfortable victory for her. She was in control virtually from the word go, controlled it very nicely, and that left Kerr-Lewis in the second place. So up next for us live here from Pilditch Stadium in the capital city of South Africa, Pretoria, the Inter-High Noordvaal Gold+Silver Athletics Series. It's the boys under 17 and under 1500 meters, item number 113. And yeah, the record is 3:59.78, which tells you just how well the under 16 and under boys did run, because they produced a winning time of 4:01 there. Here, the record for the lads that are a year older, And in some cases, perhaps 2 years older, 3:59.7, so it shows you.
3:59 is 'n besonderse goeie tyd vir skoolvlak. So kom ons kyk of hierdie manne onder daai 4 minute kan ingaan en moontlik dan ook die rekord kan breek.
If you've just joined us, I'm joined by Northwest University coach Chris Conradi, who's dealt with a lot of these children, particularly in the Pretoria area, before he moved to Potchefstroom. And he works with the legendary coach Jean Verster. And I'm Arnold Gertz. It's good to have your company. If you've perhaps just joined us, this broadcast is brought to you live by Ramble, Northwest University, Twiza, and of course, School Sports. So the silver points standings as things are at the moment. Nelspruit 512 points. Noordvaal is there at 444. So that's quite a big gap to have to make up. And Klerksdorp looks to be out of it at this stage, because if you take a look at that points total, that is a lot of points to be able to make up, and it's not going to happen just like that. 68-point lead it is for the team at the top there. They're going to be able to have it virtually all their own way, just keep up the good performances in the middle of the field, and that will give them the win.
Net lyk dan of Hoërskool Nelspruit hierdie gaan wen vandag, wat beteken volgende jaar gaan hulle deel wees van die goudkompetisie. So dit gaan alles oor wie gaan daai 7de plek in die goudafdeling vat, wat gaan afskuif dan na die silverafdeling vir volgende jaar.
So the field in the under 17s, Reinhard Christie. As we take a look too at the golds, and there it's tight. It is really tight. There's only 19 points in this. Prestige leads with 482. Helpmekaar is chasing, but it's between those two, because I cannot see that Garsfontein can close that gap that quickly with a few events left. Remember that we're now at event number 113. The end of the night is at 138. So there's only 25 odd events to go before this is called a day.
Met net op die baan het ons nog net die 400 meters hierna oor, en dan ook die grootste items van die dag, die aflosse wat eintlik die grootste opwinding veroorsaak. Maar ek dink dis 'n paar van die skole wat te ver voor is. So kom ons kyk of een van die skole kan inhaal. Maar op die stadium lyk dit soos Nelspruit wat die silwer kompetisie gaan wen en Prestige College wat dan die goud kompetisie gaan wen.
So the lineup here: Reinhard Christie, Duncan Labuschagne, Amos Koza, Karl Grobler, Ruan Jacobs, Dylan Krenzek, and we saw him get a silver medal earlier today, Christian Struble, Kobus Kotze, and then also in the silver race, the next 8 runners: Matthijs Wessels, Keanu Verwey, Jean Mouton, Aubrey Creer, Caden Webb, Daniel Kutzer, Creflo Gordon, and Nantes Boyens in the colours of Klerksdorp.
En in hierdie wedloop gaan dit sekerlik wees Amos Koza van Prestige College wat die moontlike gunsteling is. Hy het alreeds vandag die 800 meter gewen. So kom ons kyk hoe goed is hy oor die 1500 meter.
Produced a very good run there indeed, and in fact it was very, very close all the way through. There was any of 2 or 3 runners that could have come through, but Koza was the most effective with his kick for the line, and that is what gave him the win in the end.
Ander atleet om dop te hou hierso. En die silverafdeling gaan Aubrey Creer van Potch Gymnasium wees. Hy is 'n baie goeie atleet, so kom ons kyk of hy die wedloop kan wen en of daar een van die ander atlete in die silverafdeling is wat 'n paar van die manne gaan wys hoe om 'n 1500 te hardloop.
We described Danielle Verster's win for you a little earlier today, and just to confirm for you that she also won the girls 800 meters, so a double for the Versters, and that was a really good performance. 2:19.06 from her. And the record there held by Analda Papers from Huguenot, well, my old school. And that goes all the way back to the year 2006. Shanae Dimond was second, and that was, it looked like Verster kicked that in all the way, and Matilda Steyn took the bronze medal.
De 2 goeie wenne daar vir Danielle Verster. Al 'n paar maal sal sekerlik baie trots wees op haar vandag.
Also to confirm for you, the girls under 15 800 meters, Nandipa Twala won that in 2:13.98. Kyla Botha was second, and Henri Oosthuizen third in 2:18.40. The rain now coming down very consistently, and this makes it difficult. It certainly is going to make the 400 much more difficult as well. Not the easiest conditions to run in, and also when you've got blocks down there when you start the 400, that makes it tough as well. Blessing Sithole was the champion in the girls' javelin with a distance of 40.32, and that gave her 827 points. Stalin Hanekom was second, and Daniel De Bruyn in third place with 35.18 meters. Some more of the field events and their results. High jump for the boys 15 and under went to Richard van Rooyen with a height of 1.70 on a count out from Hanku Lubert and Sanel Shoba, who also all jumped the same height, 1 meter and 70 centimeters. We saw a really good run from Laney Joseph, that is, and in the 100 he made it a double with these 11.30 in the boys 15 and under, with his clocking of 11.30 seconds. So the final for the boys 17 and under metric mile, they're under starters orders as well. Now there they go, and they're off and running. And I still feel that most runners in this item would love this kind of weather. It just cools things down a little, although they are, of course, as we said, Chris Conradi and I, that there are runners who love the warm weather.
En dit lyk soos Nantes Boysen van Klerksdorp wat daar voorhardloop en die atleet van Transvaal Daniel Koetser wat kort op sy hakke is.
Nantes Boyens and then Daniel Koetser in the colours of Falia, as his vest says there. And just behind them, looking rather menacing, Karl Grobler as well in the colours of Affies. We see Kempton Park is also still right there. That's Duncan Labuschagne running on the far left-hand side of your picture.
Dan lyk dit soos die man van die monument wat daai voortou geneem het, Rian van Ryn. So kom ons kyk wat. Ekskuus tog nee, dit was ja, dis ook van dis Dylan Kresnik van Monument.
So Monument's Kresnik, remember that he provided a really good run in the 800 earlier today. He's decided to throw down the gauntlet here. This is a very interesting tactic indeed. Chris, too early?
Dis moeilik om te sê, die atleet ken sy lyf, maar ek hou daarvan as 'n atleet nie bang is vir 'n 1500 nie en van die begin af gaan vir 'n groot tyd. So kom ons kyk wat die atleet kan doen, en dit lyk soos die atleet van Prestige College, en dit is Amos Koza wat daar hom begin inhaal. So kom ons kyk wat met die wedloop gebeur. Dit gaan 'n baie goeie eindpoging vat om hom te wen.
Well, Koza is, of course, one of the favorites for this race, and he's realized that there's danger, very serious danger, and that he actually has to get going, and he has to get going very quickly indeed. So the fact of the matter is that anything can happen here, but one wants to make sure that you don't let the opposition get too far away from you.
En dan lyk dit soos die atleet van Rustenburg, en dit is Keanu Verwy wat daar in die derde plek nou is, en hy is dan ook voor met die silwer kompetisie, en dan word hy gevolg deur Karl Grobler van Affies.
Still, Koza has to work and work hard. He's closing the gap. He really is closing the gap at this stage. And the man up front there, I don't know if he's aware that Koza is closing the gap very quickly as well. They went through the 800 in just over 2:10, so record won't fall here. But the pressure is certainly on, and is he flagging just a little at the moment?
En hy kom nog so 600 meter oor van die wedloop. Kom ons kyk wat hierdie twee jong manne maak. Dit gaan definitief 'n baie goeie eindpoging wees, en dit lyk soos Koza wat daar kort op die monumentman se hake nou kom. So kom ons kyk wat gebeur in die laaste 400 meter.
Dylan Krenjek is holding on here, but I can tell you that Koza is closing the gap. There is no doubt about it. But Krenjek has now sensed him. I don't think he's seen him. He's just sensed that the man behind him is closing the gap. And as they get the bell lap now, it is 3:04 as they go through the line here. And now, can Koza close that gap? He's desperately worked now for more than 500 meters to do so, and he's not successfully been able to do it. Dylan Krenjek has taken this After about 400 odd meters, he just said, boys, I'm out of here. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to make a run for it all by myself. It's a brave way to run. It's a hard way to run. And you're rather fearful as well at the same time. A leader is always the hunted one. And Khoza is the hunter here, but it doesn't look like he's making any impression. 200 meters to go now. Gone through the 200 in 32 seconds. So he's going quickly in this last lap. He's still got kick left, and that's a good thing.
Hy lyk baie gemaklik, Dylan Kresnik. Ons kyk of Khoza hom kan inhaal, maar op hierdie stadium lyk dit dat die man van Monument Rene gaan deurtrek.
Ja, beslis. Ek het geen twyfel omtrent nie. He's even pulling away now. That was the 32-second 200. And I can tell you now, he's probably going to be able to produce a 65, 63-second last lap here now. This is such an impressive run. Now he's kicking for home. There's no need for it. Now he realizes he can relax and enjoy the moment. And he comes home in 4:09.24. A last lap of 65.67.
Ongelooflike goeie wedloop van hierdie jong man. Hy het van die skoot af het hy stadig uitgegaan, die veld uitgekyk en op hier in die tweede lap het hy sy pas opgetou en toe kon niemand by hom bly nie.
Well, that was such an impressive run by the young man. He has got a very bright future ahead of him as well. I think it was tactical for the first 400 or so, maybe 450. And then he just decided, no, boys, I don't want any more of this. I'm out of here. And that is certainly a very brave way to finish your run. It's hard to be the hunted and not the hunter.
En ons kon ook sien die reën kom nou baie hard af daar, so dit maak dit al hoe moeiliker vir die atlete waar voor net bietjie koelerig en klein bietjie gereën het. Is dit nou 'n groot storm wat hier verby gaan. So kom ons hoop hierdie bijeenkoms word ook nie te veel uitgestel of die items te veel belemmer nie, maar dit lyk daarom of die atlete aan kan gaan met hierdie reën.
Absolutely pouring down here now at the Pilditch Stadium in Pretoria. And my word, athletes in that 1500, the boys 17 and under just missed it, but now it is the girls 19 and under. And again, let's remind you that the gold and the silver distance races are all run together. Middle and long distance races are run together. It just makes it so much easier. Of course, for those watching, not always, but the fact of the matter is it's easier for the athletes and it also lifts the standard. The 100 meter under 19 and under, and here a magnificent run by Thando Dlodlo. Look at the time there, confirmed a winning time of 10.29, and if you take a look at that score, Chris, that's also very impressive.
En dan ook Retseritso Malenga aan die tweede plek met 'n 10.39 en dan Ruben Els met 10.78. Gevolg deur Julian Bogner 10.96 en dan Roelof van der Walt in die 5de plek met 'n 10.98. So die eerste 5 atlete het onder 11 sekondes gehardloop. Dit is baie besonderse wedloop daai gewees.
Very deep in performance, and that score, that point score, the international point score, 10,060 points for Thando Dlodlo. Again, I think that just confirms that's a world-class performance.
En wat my so opgewonde maak, as ons sien die goeie atlete wat hier gehardloop het, dan is daar nog Chenolo Lemel wat laas jaar die 100 meter by die wêreldjeugkampioenskappe gehardloop het, wat ook in die ouderdomsgroep is. Hy is ongelukkig net nie deel van die interhoor nie, maar hy het ook al 'n sub 10.4 gehardloop. So op hierdie stadium in die onder 19 ouderdomsgroep sit ons met besonderse 100 meter atlete.
In the boys 14 and under 800 meter, the two-lapper, it was the titleist Jean Ardendorf who won in 2:08.94. He had almost 4 seconds to spare over Anrich Engelbrecht, with Claudio Dick in the third place, the bronze medal position. On the far side there, it's the under 19 girls 1500. And now it is absolutely pouring down. These kids are all going to go back in the bus. And those blazers of theirs will be smelling for 1 or 2 days, I have no doubt about it. In the meantime, the 19 and under boys are also warming up. The girls are almost ready to go. And this now is not nice running conditions. This is hard because what happens here is you can't see properly either. That's the worst of this, is that the water gets in your eyes and it makes it very difficult. If you're not blessed with great sight either and you have to wear glasses, it's double as bad.
Hierdie atletiek bijeenkoms het so pas in 'n gala verander. Ons kyk of die atleet die 1500 meter in hierdie reën kan hardloop.
So the girls are underway, and yeah, I guess that's a nice way to look at it. It's it's a duathlon, a little bit of swimming and a little bit of running, but the final for the girls 19 and under over the metric mile distance has got underway. And if I go through this list for you, Monique Kotze, Jean-Marie van der Walt, Shamini Joubert, Alison Visser, Denneke Snyman, Nicole van Vieren, Janse van Vieren, Shante Smith, Megan van Deventer, and then in the silver race rather, Anne-Sophie Olivier, Gia Sada, Marilette Swart, Tembi Koza, Bernice Viljoen and Renee de Beer.
Gelukkig vir die atlete is nie donder weer nie, weerlig en bietjie reën gaan hulle geen skade aan doen nie. Dis eintlik heel opwindend en dit maak dit so bietjie meer interessant vandag.
So two de Toys in this race, Kayla and Nadia. Monuments Kayla de Toy.
Dit lyk soos Renee de Beer van Randburg waar haar die voortou neem en dan kort op haar hake is dit die atleet van EG Jansen en dit is Bernice Viljoen.
So it is the two athletes, Bernice Viljoen and Renee de Beer, setting the pace. This is rather slow at this stage, but again, one can understand it. Oh, a little trip there. The lady from Helpmekaar, the tall figure of Marizan McGabe, who also has already medaled today, almost fell down there. And then also Isabel Makura from Prestige, again in the thick of things. Prestige certainly are producing the points here, Chris, and every single one of these middle distance races, they've produced someone in the top 5.
Nee, definitief. Prestige skole is een van die top middelafstand skole en jy kan hulle nooit uitgooi nie. En al hierdie wedlope sover as hulle een van die kompeterende atlete en dit lyk nou soos Janie van Rensburg van Affie Meisies wat daar in die tweede plek lê en sy word gevolg deur Marizan McGabe van Helpmekaar.
Yeah, Helpmekaar's McGabe has been there or thereabouts all the way through. The first 700 meters goes by in 2:17 for them. And again, you can now see the rain is absolutely pouring down. This is very difficult because virtually immediately your spikes are soaked, your vest and your shorts get soaked, and you just feel heavy in this stuff. There's in this type of rain, you just find it very difficult to get a rhythm of any sort going.
Dit is so hard en is die reën ook aan jou oë, so dis heeltyd daar so 'n bietjie water uit die oë uitvryf en mooi fokus op die wedloop. So kom ons kyk of die jong dames kan kophou en dit lyk soos die atleet van Garsfontein wat daar die voortou neem en dit is Nadia de Toy en dit lyk of die atleet van Prestige College kort op haar hake is en dit is Isabel Makura. So kom ons kyk wie van hierdie twee atlete gaan die wedloop wen.
So De Toy and Makura, that looks like they're just trying to pull away here, and it is young De Toy. She's very small, she's diminutive, but she's managing now to just gap the ladies behind her, not by much, but it may just be the beginning of it. Now they've responded. They've realized that there's danger up here.
En lyk dit soos Janse van Rensburg van Meisies hoor wat ook nou begin opskuif en die atleet van Helpmekaar en dit is Marizan McGabe. So tussen hierdie vier atlete, hulle is kort op mekaar se hake en dit lyk soos Janie wat nou nog nader aanskuif, maar die atleet van Garsfontein en Prestige College is nog steeds in die voortou en hulle het nog een lap om te gaan. So kom ons kyk wat gebeur met hierdie wedloop.
They're in the bell lap now, and it is young Nadia de Toy who's still making the pace, and it is the girl from Affie Meisies, Janse van Rensburg. She's realized that there's danger here, and the Helpmekaar runner has tried hard, Marizan McGabe, but she's not able to do anything about that gap. Nadia de Toy's pace has been relentless. They've slowed down a tad, but here she comes now. It is Janse van Rensburg in the dark blue colors. She's hunting her down, 200 to go, slightly less than 200, and she's weighted this absolutely perfectly. Now she has to be able to keep that rhythm going. She looks like she's got the bit between her teeth. She's smelt home, and no matter what de Toy does now, it looks like this is the faster finisher of the whole lot. Affie Meisies is Janse van Rensburg. Beautifully timed finish.
Ongelooflike eindpoging hier van Janse van Rensburg van Meisies hoor en sy gaan definitief die wedloop wen met 'n goeie tyd van 4:49, 4:50, 4:52, 4:53, net onder die 4:53. Baie goeie tyd, veral as mens kyk na die reën Dis nie die beste omstandighede nie, maar hierdie jong dames het hulle self ongelooflik goed hanteer in hierdie reën.
Marizanne McGabe was for the 4th place finisher, but look at this kick again. It is impressive. She lined it up from 300 out. And in fact, by the 400 to go, she was in the ideal position. But as my co-commentator Chris Conradi says, horrible conditions right now. Dis toestande wat net nie lekker is om 1500 meter. En inteendeel, dis nou te hard, dit reën nou te hard om enigiets lekker te hardloop. Enigste ding wat nou lekker sal wees is koffie en pannekoek.
Yes, dit klink nou baie lekker.
Bel gou vir Mr. Delivery daar asseblief. The fact of the matter is, though, the show must go on, whatever you do, and this is a big show. It is the biggest of them all in this part of the world. The Inter-High Noordvaal Gold and Silver Athletics Series as brought to you by School Sports and our sponsors there, Northwest University, Twiza, as well as Ramble.
Kom ons hoop dan ook die reën sal ophou voor die aflosse begin, want dit gaan definitief nie maklik wees om die aflosstokkies oor te gee in hierdie reën nie.
You raise a very good point, and that is always, of course, one of the big things in the relay is how the baton is passed over. Such an art form, such a special thing to do at speed. While the hand is moving and you're trying to cover ground as quickly as you can, to hand it over is always an absolute art. And if we've seen how often America have got it wrong at the most crucial times, then you know that it is important to practice it and do it right.
So gepraat van die aflosse. Ons sien ook baie uit na die Statebond spele, want ons het hierdie week gesien dat hulle 'n paar atlete ingesluit het vir die 4x100 meter vir die mans, en in die laaste 2 jaar het ons die 4 tot kom ons sê 6 beste 100 meter atlete ooit in die geskiedenis van Suid-Afrika gehad, en die manne gaan ons almal verteenwoordig by die Statebond spele, en hopelik kan hulle ook vir ons 'n medalje huis toe bring.
I have a suspicion that they may very well be very tough to beat, and it depends obviously on how much work is done. But that just takes graft, and I think it's also who you pick and how you pick them and how you run them to get into the final and make sure that you get the best men for the job. So you may run one combination for the semis and another one for the final, depending on how things go.
As ek dit reg het, is daar 6 atlete wat hulle saamgevat het, so daar's definitief genoeg talent, en in daai 6 is daar eintlik nie 'n swak atleet nie, so hulle kan enige kombinasie gebruik en ons gaan nog steeds goed doen, en dit is nie eers met Wade van die kerk nie. As Wade nog saam was, sou het nou nog vinniger gewees het, maar dit wys net die diepte wat Suid-Afrika in die 100 meter het.
I must say that I was interested to see that one of the greatest of all time, Edwin Moses, who held the world record for the 400-meter hurdles for almost 10 years and had a trot of 109 races unbeaten, said that what Wade van Niekerk did was, in Edwin Moses' words, not mine, a bonehead thing to do. And it is such a pity that we won't see him in action, because he managed to do horrible damage to his knee while playing a touch rugby game as a sort of a publicity stunt for the All Blacks and Springbok game, and unfortunately it's cost him a heck of a lot of work. And Moses says that type of injury will cost 2 years of your career.
Dis baie hartseer van Wade. Ek hoop daarom hy kan vinnig herstel, want daai is nie 'n tipe besering wat jy sê 'n rugby speler is, kan jy nog met 'n skewe knie of 'n seer knie speel, maar 400 meter is nie dieselfde nie, en as jy nie 100% reg is nie, is dit baie moeilik om te hardloop.
So we're waiting here for the boys 19 and under metric mile, the lineup. Karabo Mashilo, Alden Duisel, Jacques Geldenhuys, Luan Munich, Caleb Bekus, Claude Pretorius, Ryan van Rijn, Christopher Swart, FJ Ments, Mornay Wilhelm. These are the runners in the silver race. Tian Koorts, Keanu Williams, Matthijs Bley, Temba Dlamini, Tian Brandt, and Werner van Zyl. So that's the lineup in the gold and the silver races. But now the conditions really have turned out really badly. This is as hard as it gets, because the rain is not coming down that hard anymore, but now there's a lot of water on the track. And again, your spikes get absolutely waterlogged within 20 yards. Here we go now. The lineup for them as they get going. And on their way. Conditions not as bad as what it was for the girls just a little while ago. But as I was saying, lots of puddles on the track now. And it even affects the way that your foot strikes the track.
Dit lyk dan soos Caleb Bekus van Swartkop wat daar die voortou neem, en kort op sy hake is die atleet van Help Mekaar, en dit is Aiden Duisel.
Daisel has got a lovely running style. He looks like he could read a newspaper at that speed. He's also got the classic build of a 1500-meter runner, muscular upper body, and that seems to be more and more of the shape of things to come. Also looking good in that lineup there is Luan Minnick from Office. There he is in the white vest with a red and dark blue stripe.
Dan ook die atleet van Waterkloof wat daar deurkom en dit is
Dis Chris Swart. So Christopher Swart also in the thick of things, and already 2 different races have developed here within a matter of 450, 500 meters. And as they go through the first lap, there's 65.2 seconds for that first lap. Very solid running. And here again, it looks like there's a young man who's decided he's going to throw down the gauntlet and see who's going to go with him.
Caleb Bekers lyk dan baie goed daar en kort op sake is Luan Minnick en dan die man van Waterkloof, Christopher Swart.
So Bekes, dis seker 'n jong man wat jy ken van jou dae in hierdie deel van Pretoria?
Hy word dan afgerig deur Willie, coach Willie. Hy's daar van Swartkops en hy is 'n ongelooflike goeie atleet. Hy's ook baie goed met die landloop. So dis hoekom ons hom sien dat hy baie vinnig hardloop in die 1500 meter.
Christopher Swart from Waterkloof also in the thick of things, but it's impressive for me to see Luan Minnick from Office, who is running a very clever race here, very tactical indeed. Now, 300 meters there in 47 seconds now. Exactly 800 meters to go to decide where the title goes for the 2018 Inter-High Noordvaal Gold and Silver Athletics Series in the final of the boys 19 and under metric mile.
Ek dink op die stadium is daar nie twyfel wie wat se 3 in die top 3 gaan eindig nie, maar ons sal nou moet sien wie gaan die harte veg vir daai goue medalje.
So it is Minnick and Bekes and Swart. Lovely middle distance running here. The boys are marking each other. It's slowed down a tad now. I think they're trying to save it for that finish kick. And who's figuring who's got the biggest kick and when they want to let it go. Is there a runner in here who hasn't got a great kick and has got to try and take the kick out of the kickers in this particular group?
En hier is eintlik 2 wedlope aan die gang, want ons moet onthou, dis 'n goue afdeling en 'n silwer afdeling. So in die wedlope is daar nog steeds manne, al is hulle nie in die voorste groepie nie, is hulle hard besig om te veg vir hulle skool om seker te maak hulle kry genoeg punte dat hulle skool goed kan presteer vandag in die algehele kompetisie.
Ek sien F.J. Mens is een van die manne wat hier in die silwer afdeling baie goed hardloop en hy lyk baie goed tesame met Tiaan Koorts van Klerksdorp. Hulle lyk verskriklik goed, maar here we go now. The last 350 meters now. It's going to be a sit and kick affair at this stage. These 3 still locked together. Minnick, Bekes and Swart.
En dit lyk soos Luan Minnick en Christopher Swart wat daar opbeweeg het en dit lyk soos Luan Minnick wat nou die voortou neem. Kom ons kyk wat die manne oor die laaste 200 meter kan doen.
So then they've left one man behind. It is Officers Minnick who holds that inside line. He is flying along now.
En is Christopher Swart wat kort op sy hakke is, maar dit lyk tog of Luan Minnick hierdie gaan wen, maar kom ons kyk, die laaste 100 meter is waar die wedloop gewen word.
Swart is trying his level best, but he's not able. Here he comes again now. He's kicked for a second time. Minnick is holding on, and now it's Swart. Christopher Swart, he's going to get him on the line. 4:02.15. What a wonderful finish it was.
En dis nou lekker atletiek om te kyk. Dit gaan nie altyd oor die tye nie, die weer is nie so goed nie, maar 4:02 is nie 'n slegte tyd nie. Maar dit gaan alles oor hierdie groot kompetisies in die laaste 100 meter waar die manne mekaar aanvat.
Well, Swart ran a very good tactical race. He waited and waited and waited, and I was impressed by the way that Luan Minnick approached it, and he kicked with 300 to go, and they eventually left the third wheel there, and then it was just the 2 of them, and Minnick tried as hard as he possibly could, but he was not able to outkick the man in the light blue and white of Waterkloof. That winning time, 4:02.15. The South African, or the record rather there, here at the Inter-High, 3:54.02.